How's it going, everyone? It's K Lumity here, and today we're going to be talking about a racing game, and you know me, I love racing games, and I do really like this one as well. Today we're going to be talking about NASCAR Arcade Rush on the Xbox Series X, and I know that there's going to be people who don't buy this game simply for the name alone, but let me assure you that this game is NASCAR in name only. This is not your traditional NASCAR game. You're not just driving in circles or driving on a regular track. You are driving on basically fantasy tracks. You're driving on absolutely crazy themed tracks, really cool tracks. This is definitely 100% an arcade racing game. There's speed strips on the ground. There's nitro boost that you can use. This game is an arcade racer through and through, and that's great because that's the type of game I prefer. I don't really care about simulation games. I don't like simulation games a whole lot. I prefer the more arcadey style because I just want to have fun when I play games. If I want to drive a car, I'll go drive my car. I don't really care that much. But when it comes to actual racing video games, I prefer this arcadey feel, and this game 100% delivers on that. This game is also beautiful. The graphics are pretty cartoony, it's bright and colorful. When you see like water, there's a lot of areas on a lot of these tracks where there's like waterfalls and stuff like that. It looks great. I love how cartoony it looks. Kind of reminds me of the water in like Wind Waker or something like that. It looks really good. And it plays very well also. I really like the way it plays. Now, there are some weird things about this game that you need to probably know. There's not really a drifting system that I saw. I didn't see any sort of drifting thing. It kind of seems like it just kind of does automatically when you're starting to go around a turn. It seems like it kind of just like compensates for you. The worst thing you may need to do is you may need to tap on the brake, but it doesn't really set you into like a drift. It basically just slows you down during a turn, and you may need to do that a little bit. Not quite the same as drift, but it's still something that you'll probably have to do every now and then in this game. And it does have some interesting features as well, because while you are doing all this racing on these tracks and everything, and you're using your nitro boost, you have this little nitro bar. Once you run out of your boost, you can actually refill it. You can refill it by hitting certain boost pads, or you can actually go through the pit area like you would see in a NASCAR race. There's a pit area, and when you drive through the pit, it will basically refill it, and you'll be driving a little bit slow. So you'll be driving a little bit slower than the other people who are racing, so you'll have to catch back up with the other racers, but you'll have a full tank of boost to do that with and to get a little bit further along. And it's kind of interesting because you have to be kind of smart about how you do it and what time you do it. You know, like when's the best time in the race to go through the pit stop? When's the best time in the race to do this so I can get back into the first and get the lead? So I thought that was kind of cool and pretty interesting. There's two different modes in this game as well. You have Rookie Mode, which is pretty easy. It doesn't really give you much of a challenge. And then you have Elite Mode. And Elite Mode, I wouldn't even say that Elite Mode is necessarily a challenge per se, because really what you need to do in Elite Mode is you basically need to save some of your boost for the end of the race. And if you have some boost at the end of the race, then you can basically just boost past everyone and win. But you just got to make sure that you're saving some boost. So I don't think either difficulty is necessarily that bad, but Elite is definitely a little bit more difficult than Rookie is. It feels like they do try to keep up a little bit more. I feel like there's a tiny bit of rubber banding. I could be wrong, but it does kind of feel like it a little bit. However, if you have a boost towards the end of the race, it kind of offsets that anyway because you can just speed past them all. But I do prefer, like pretty much all of my games, I prefer playing on the easy mode because I just want to relax when I play these video games. I'm not looking for, crazy challenge. So that's what I enjoy. Now, the actual customization in this game is pretty cool as well, because you have not only just like your regular NASCARs, but you unlock some classic-looking cars as well. You unlock some a race truck that you can use. There's a bunch of different like bodies for your car that you can use. You can paint them in different ways. You can change the actual rims of the tires. There's so much you can do when it comes to the customization of the cars. That's really cool. I like that stuff. You can actually even change a lot of what the driver's wearing, too. You can pick a male or female driver, and then you can change their outfit. You can change their helmet. There's a few different helmets that you can have. There's some helmets that look like an alien. There's some helmets that look just like a normal one. There's some that look like a teddy bear. There's all sorts of different stuff that you can do with that. And all the customization is really good. And this game has experience levels, so as you win races, you'll gain experience. And those experience points will go towards your level, and as you level up, you will unlock more and more customization parts for your characters and for your cars. And it lets you have multiple saved characters at one point, too. So changing your character's outfit doesn't mean that you're going to only have that one character. You can have tons of different outfits ready to go and tons of different characters ready to go and play as them at any point you want, which is really great. I'm glad that it doesn't give you just like one save, you know. It gives you multiple characters, that way you can change with multiple outfits. And it does the same thing with cars. You can have multiple different slots for cars. That way you don't have to keep, you know, going and changing the same one over and over and over again. You can have a bunch of presets already ready to go, and I think that's great. The course design is phenomenal. I love the courses. I love the themes that these courses have. There's some that have UFOs above them. There's some that the one that has UFO, you actually like drive through like this missile silo looking thing too, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of cool stuff. Like there's a Kansas City course that has a really reflective road on it, and it looks really good. It's like neon everywhere. I really like that one. There's just a lot of really good courses in this. I will say I'm a little bit annoyed. I'm a tad bit annoyed that, you know, the Brickyard wasn't in this, but I guess it is what it is. Not a huge deal, but I feel like that was kind of a missed opportunity, but it is what it is. The courses that are there are still pretty good. I wish that there were a few more, but still what's there is pretty good. So this game is not very expensive. I actually picked it up for $20, and I just saw that actually right after I bought it, it dropped down to $15, which is even better. So if you can pick this game up for $15-20, I say that's a great deal, because this is a really fun racing game, and I hope more people check it out. Don't ignore it just because it says NASCAR on it, because this is not really just a plain old NASCAR game. This is an arcade racing game, and if you like arcade racing games, you're going to love this. Sure, I wish that there was like things you could do, like I wish you could wreck other cars. You can't really do that very well in this game. Like, you can't really push cars out of the way and knock them off the track or anything like that very well. But what's here is still fun, even though it's definitely more arcadey and more, I would say, dumbed down than something like Burnout. But it's still a good game. That's still a really enjoyable game. And I think for $15 or $20, that's a pretty good deal for it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe button down below. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.